Okay, so yeah, good evening, everyone. So welcome to the next to UI UX class. This is KodeCamp 2.0 UI UX beginner training session. So my name is Gage Gachon, and continuing from the last class, I am your client. Okay, I am your client. And in the last time, I actually told you about the products that I want, which is a platform where I can actually, as a lover of book actually, so I can actually read books, I can download my favorite book and the likes, okay? And then I kind of told you guys of my color choices that I want, okay? But today, after some considerations, after realizing that as a client, I do not know as much as the designer. Okay, they have more experience than I do in the particular field. So I have decided to withdraw my color choices and to allow you guys to make your choice. Okay, and then as the client, I would accept whatever you guys come up with as long as it's what the user wants and it will actually make the application usable. Okay, so thank you guys very much. I hope to actually have the product as soon as possible. So I'm going to leave you in the hands of the trainer. Miss Favor, over to you.
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. Please, as always, confirm you can hear me by raising your hand. All right, welcome to today's class. So we're just going to kick off from where we left off on Tuesday. So yes, this is where we left off at. We had the user stories. We're still working on the style guide because we had the change of color. We worked on the typography and we've created our styles. So I asked you guys to work on components. How many of you did that? Work on components for this product. Okay, Grace Ilori. Grace, so you did your components, right? Please unmute and tell us. Let me be sure you did
Yes,
it.
I did.
Okay, this is what you're going to do for me. Please share the link to your Figma on the chat.
Okay.
Yes. For everyone who did, just even if you tried, you freestyled anything, just put up a link here so that I could show the whole class. And then we'll choose. Okay, I've seen one here. So please share your links so that we can pick the best one out of all all the components. Okay, so I'm sure you guys can see my screen. So this is what.
Okay, yeah. So I trust you can hear me. your trainer will be back shortly. So let's just drop the links and then let's see. So it's not really more of it's not really going to be more of a best thing. But let's just see the one that we would actually just agree upon and then make use of moving forward. So let's see how many persons we can actually just take like maybe 3 or 4 and then we'll pick one. So I can see, okay, Grace has dropped and then Caramel, okay, and then Osas, of course. I was like, I've been expecting a link from you, most definitely. Leo, where is yours? Yeah, Leo, where is your own link?
I've not done anything. I'll not lie. I'm way back. Like I've been trying to do 1 or 2 things.
What's the delay?
No, nothing. I actually didn't really attempt it
You'll be
at all.
fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay, so do well attempt it. Yes, I should leave Leo. Do well to attempt it. Okay, do well to attempt it. Okay, so yeah, I'll be back shortly. Just just a brief technical issue that will be sorted in the next 30 seconds. Please. Thank you. Leo, kindly on.
So, uh,
Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm very sorry about that. Very sorry about that. So I was saying I've gotten a link from Grace. Has any other person dropped a link? Okay, I've gotten one from Alvan. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, thank you very much, Yachi. I missed this. This is from Caramel. I'm just going to copy this too. Okay, so this is from Alvan, our acting class rep. Okay. That is component. So this is the these are the items, but this is what his bottom navigation bar looks like. Osas dropped 2. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this. So this is from Caramel. Wow. Okay. This is his typography. This is really nice. Actually, this is his color style. This is for his button. I'm just going to zoom in on that. This is beautiful. These are his cards. And this is his navigation bar. So I'm just going to show you guys for everyone that submitted a link, and then we're going to vote and pick one that we're going to use for today's class. So this is for Osas. This is what his bottom navigation bar looks like. Okay. Nice one, guys. So I'm first of all I'm going to show the first one. That's for Grace. So this is Grace's navigation bar. So like I said, we're going to pick one from all of them. So this is for Grace, right? I hope you guys can see because I'll be moving to the next person. This is for Grace. This. Okay. This is for Alvan. This is for Alvan. This is what his navigation bar looks like. This is for Caramel. And lastly, this is for Osas. So please let's vote. Okay. All right. Majority carries the votes then. Who is this caramel person, please? Okay, caramel, please. I was thinking it's a guy. Wow, wow. Okay, please unmute and tell us how you went about your components. Basically, just your style guide. Enlighten us. Please unmute your mic.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, star of the class.
Okay, so actually, when you said UI component in the last class, I thought you meant every other element. So that was why I added what's it called? The buttons and so on.
Please come again. What did you say?
Okay, I said the last class, you said we should try working on the UI components, right?
Yeah.
So I felt it included the buttons and not just the navigation bar. Mostly I made use of auto layout for the button and the same thing for the input field. I was trying to use auto layout for the navigation, but I didn't really get the hang of it. I used it a little though to achieve what I have there.
Okay, thank you very much, Caramel. This is lovely. Okay, so
Thank
we're just going to move right
you.
into the class. Okay. So this is her buttons, right? So I'm going to close these other ones. Okay. So we actually had a change of color But I'm just going to copy her buttons here, right? To the page that we're designing on. I'm going to copy this. Okay. So I was saying we had a change in color, so I'm just going to change this colors and then we'll just dive right into it. So first of all, I'm going to shift these guys and then zoom in. So yes, this is our primary color, right? And this is our secondary color. And we did not complete our style guide. So I'm just going to do that quickly. First of all, we're going to get a color for our text because of course we know we cannot use the primary color for our text. So we're going to put in the colors for our text. And then the neutral colors, the error and the success, the error colors for the error screens, and then the success colors. So for this one, I'm just going to duplicate this guy and call this the text. I'll make this the text. So for our text, we're going to be using white, which is F F F F F F. That's white. We're going to have our neutral colors here. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. For the text, right? I do not like using black because I think it's actually too dark. So I'll use a dark color, okay, that is not too dark, like black. So I think I'll just go for 1F, 1F. Sorry, 1F. Okay. And then lastly, our errors, error and success screens. Okay, so for our arrow, let's see. And then we do not have time. I do not want us to have to spend a lot of time today because there are other classes that are supposed to be probably after now, so okay. So like EH said, right, the last time we had a class that it's not everyone is not compulsory to use green as your success color because most people prefer to use their primary colors as their success colors. So I'm just putting this here. So we created a style for these first ones. So I'm just going to like duplicate this. I'm just going to work on this because this is what we've done already. Okay. We've treated style guide before. So I'm just going to do this very, very quickly so that we move into the main thing for the class today.
Hello? Hello?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. Please, if you have anything to say to avoid distractions, please raise your hand so that I know you have a question, or use the chat box, please. Okay, Abdul, please unmute and ask your question if you have a question.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So sorry, my question is about this style guide that you've been taking us through since all these days. You talked about the HSL one time like that.
Okay, what about it?
So you said we'll be increasing the lightness or darkness by 10, 10, 10. Do you remember?
Yes, yes.
So what I want to ask is that if we are to pick the main color, maybe red, for example, now, can we put the red in the middle box, then increase the 2 by the right by 10, 10, and decrease the 2 by the right by 10, 10? Is it possible that way?
So if I get your question correctly, you're asking if you can maintain the one in the middle and change the other colors, like the other digits on both sides.
Yeah, increase by the right and decrease by the left.
May I ask why you want to do that? Hello? Can you hear me? So actually you can increase the one on the middle like you asked. I'm sure that has answered your question. So we're just going to move forward.
Okay, thank you.
So because of time, right? I'm going to be creating styles for the colors that I am going to make use of in this design because already we're running out of time, and I have been warned by the program manager. So I'm just going to create styles for these colors that we're going to make use of, and then leave the rest. So like I said, I'm just going to change the colors, adjust the colors to what our primary color is. I'll do the same for the buttons. You may not necessarily use all these colors, right? So okay. So with that being said and done, we're just going to, we did not name this. We should always do that. Call this our style guide. And then create another page for the design. Okay. So before we go on, right, I'm just going to grab my frame. And I would like to use iPhone 13 mini. Okay. So right before we start, I would like us to converse. So like I said in the last class that we're working on this together, right, for this client of ours. So I want us to suggest you know, what our home screen, our homepage is going to look like. We already have our bottom navigation, which I'm going to bring here. So please, on the chat box, just let's make this class very interactive. Let's make suggestions. What are the features? What's the content of our home screen? Someone just said search. I'm expecting more, please. I'm expecting more. So let's get this over with. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting, guys. Okay, trending or popular books recommended, new release, different categories, collection. Okay, so we start with book categories then. So I'm going to call this home screen or home page, rather, or just home. So like I said, it's proper to always name your screens. So first of all, I'm going to get my circle because I would love for our profile to be here. I'm going to reduce this to 50. And I'm going to be using 16 points for my alignment. I'm going to be using 16 points for my grid. So I am okay. Design tree actually taught you guys that, working with grid. So for my margin, I'll have 16. Okay. So this is what we're going to be using. This is the grid we're going to be using for our class today. So first of all, I want that to serve as my profile, right? And then to probably spice this application up, I like to introduce a kind of a form of greeting. So I'm maybe going to have something like so we're going to use our textiles. Like I said, since we're using 16 points, 16 pixel rather for this guy, we're going to have that. Okay, someone said welcome back. We're working on this together. So you're just using my hand. That means we have to reduce this guy to subheading. Okay, we're going to use our text because this is actually too dark. Okay, so you guys said categories, right? So we're just going to add categories to this. So we're going to use cards for that. Well, let me get my text first. For this, I want to use my subheading. Sixteen pixel. And then get my cards. Let's reduce this to 80. The agent to be. Okay, and maybe add a corner radius to it. And so because I have my icons, right, I could just decide to, I don't know if I am going to find this. Okay, perfect. So what I had to do is just set for my icons, okay, from where I have the asset. Okay, you can see that here. Let me go back. So this is where you have your assets. This is being arranged for you, your style guide, your icons, your components. You can set for your components and your icons too. So I'm going to set for a right arrow because I want to add that. So just drag and drop here. So instead of CO, I want to use this arrow. Okay. I'm actually aligned with the text there. All right, so we have this for categories, and you guys said the trending books or recommended, right? So we're just going to have trending books instead. Remember our alignment, okay, to follow the grid, we're having 16 here. And since we're using, actually for our alignment, a friend taught me this, right? So, for our alignment today or to the spacing, right? We're going to be using everything we're doing today, our spacing is going to be divisible by 8. So for that, right, we're going to have to check it to make sure it is nothing more than that, right? So for the distance or the spacing between these guys, I'm going to check that out by holding out onto Alt. So because I said our spacing is going to be divisible by 8, and this is 14, and it's not supposed to be. So I'm just going to move 2 steps forward or upwards, right, to make it 16. I'm going to do same for this guy. Okay. So I'll probably want because this is another text here entirely. Okay, so I'm going to make this the spacing between this guy, this text, and the categories to be 24. So I'll be sure to check that. Okay, that's 28. So just 4 more, and we have that. So for trending books, I'd like us to use longer cards. Maybe this long. Please, I'm open to suggestions on the chat box. Like I said, we're working on this together. So remember we're supposed to have 16 in between this, the title and the cards. But this is 24. We want to make that 16. So all right, that's 9. 10. Sorry about that. And if you notice, we have 16. Okay, the spacing between these 2 cards, the 16 too, because we want to be consistent. I already said that our spacing, our alignment is divisible by 8. So whatever we're doing, we have to make sure that we're following that rule. All right, so we have this. We're just going to get this. It has to be consistent. So what else? We still have space here. What else are we adding? What else are we adding here? Please, I need us to be very active on the chat box. Bring your ideas on. Featured book. Currently reading. Favorites. What do you guys think about adding top authors? What do you guys think about using top authors so that the users, right, can see the top authors and their books? So if I see one of my favorite authors, it would be very easy for me to just see the books, top authors for the week. Okay, so top authors it is. I think I would love that this particular one to be circles. And remember, we're using 16. Okay, so be always sure to check your alignment to make sure you're not going off point. So I'll just say we use circles for this guy right here. And then when we're done, we're going to go get our pictures. So another way to actually work on your alignment is adding auto layout. Okay, most people love to do that. So Shift A to add auto layout to that guy and make sure that the spacing in between them is 16. If you do not want to check it manually, this is checking it manually. So if you do not want to do that, all you have to do is add auto layout to be on the safe side. Okay, so I think that's basically it. So can you guys recommend sites where you can get high quality pictures or pictures that are not being paid for, so that for the benefit of other people? So just use the chat box. Pinterest, Unsplash, Pixels. Okay, so there's actually a plugin for Unsplash in case you guys did not know. So I'll just suggest that you guys go on the Figma community to get plugins. I think I don't know if I showed you guys that. So we're just going to use that we have on Splash here. So when once you download or install a plugin, it automatically appears here on your Figma board. So this actually reduce the, moving from one tab to the other. You can just stay on Figma. So I'm going to click on Splash here. And then we'll search for books. I hope we find it. Maybe let's try searching for. I doubt I'm going to find this though, but let's not as much. So I realized Unsplash doesn't really have pictures. Someone said, can we try to search for novels? I doubt they will have that too. Okay, I found it. So we could just use this guy. Sorry about that. I'm just going to undo that. Okay, to avoid all time wasted, we'll just go to Pinterest. So the reason why this picture went automatically to my background was because I did not select a particular shape. Okay. So all you have to do is select the shape that you want this picture to be on, and then automatically it's going to apply to that. So I'm just going to do this. Click on this guy, get this. So categories, you can have this guy here. Oh, we missed something. Or we're going to get to that. We'll just pick random books, right? This. Okay. So let me just get all the pictures that I need so we don't have to go back and forth. Um, so I'm searching for man so I can add to these guys here. Okay, for this guy here. So let's add women too. I mean, women write books too. Or maybe let me just put woman. Sorry. Okay. All right. A black woman. Why you being racist? Why are you guys being racist right now? We mistakenly took that out. Sorry about that. Yeah, Chief, please stop saying that. So for the course of this class, we're just going to. There's no black woman on this thing, no, please. Oh, finally. So that will not kill me. She looks pretty, so we're going to use this. Okay, we use someone from another tribe. And then for this right here, this is going to be a picture of caramel. We have to pick something. I'll pick this. Okay. All right. So I said we missed something, and I was hoping someone is going to, someone said caramel is beautiful. That someone is going to, point me to it. So we just listed our categories without listing, like naming them. Like this one is supposed to have something like horror, underneath it. So we're just going to work on that real quick. Name of the categories, labels, exactly. Thank you very much, Osas and Caramel. All right, so first of all, I want to group this, guys. Okay, so what's it called? Is it genre of books? We have horror, crimes. What's that? What's the word for that? What's the term? So I just want you guys to list genre. Okay. So we have horror, using subheading 2 for that guy. Okay, it's 16. Let's make that 8. So keep listing them. I didn't know you guys read books. This is brilliant. So someone said crime. I love crime actually. What's it called? 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 Fantasy. Keep them coming. Mystery. Okay. All right, so we have this guy. So I want to know, am I going to put labels for the trending books too? I told you guys I'm not doing this. I'm not designing for you. We're doing this together. Auto names too. Yes, thank you very much. Osas, no. I'd like to know why though. So if we're having trending books, are we not supposed to have labels for them too? I want to know if we actually know what we're doing. No, no, no. So this actually is tentative. That's why people are saying no. Exactly, because the name's are already on the books. Someone said auto name is important. So I like that we're actually thinking and we're sharing a lot of ideas. That way we carry everyone along. So people are saying no. Okay, then no it is. So I'm going to make sure that this is aligned too. I'm going to group this. Control G to group. So what I like to do is, name my groups so I know what exactly this is for. So I'm just going to call this trending books. I'll do same for the categories. Okay, so I said our spacing, right, and alignment is divisible by 8. So we agreed we're going to be using 24 for this guy. So we have 24. Then for I'm going to okay, before we group, let's actually let me shift this forward. Have 29, 5 more. Okay. So names for these guys, right? We agreed these people are supposed to have names. So I'll just get pick names from these places. So we're going to use the the text that we created for the label, since we don't want this to be too big. Make it 8. Okay. Alvan, who's next? Okay. So we have this, right? Sorry that I'm putting Leo in where putting Leo na woman. Sorry. I'm just using names, okay? So don't think much into it. We're just using different names. All right. So if you notice, I just changed this because we made a mistake, okay? I was supposed to use that's the text I used for the labels on the categories were too big, so I had to change it to the text style for the label. So this is what we have here. I'm just going to take this out so this is what you guys have designed so far. So we have welcome. Okay. So we have hello caramel, welcome back. We have the categories, we have trending books, top authors. So like I said, we're all here to learn, right? So as you can see, this is what we're able to come up with. So if you have any should I say concerns? I feel the arrow is serving as a tertiary button. Shouldn't have a color? Okay, keep it coming. I like this. Shouldn't there be little of a primary color on the home page? Okay, so for this guy, right, we're going to change this to our primary color. Your suggestion. Any more suggestions? You need color for the background. What background, please? You guys like to complicate colors.
And that is it. It should be it. Not it.
Please, please, if you have something to say, just raise your hand, please. Thank you very much. Okay, Iachi, please unmute and tell us.
No, let them talk. Let them talk.
Okay, all right. Kevin, please unmute your mic. Kevin, are you on this call?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me? Good evening.
I can hear you. Go ahead. Okay, so I think you're having network
Hello.
issues. Can
Okay,
you
I have a
please?
question.
Okay, go ahead.
In these apps now, there are some apps that can like move. So, shit. Hello. Hello.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay.
Go
So I
ahead.
said this category section now that we have, there are some apps that maybe you can move sideways and see more categories that are not there. So how do we design something like that?
Kevin, your network is really bad. Please, can you please chat? Use the chat box, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. So I want you guys to know before we go on that there's a lot of things, okay, that can be done on this particular screen. But we're all learning. And there are some things that I did here on purpose so that you guys can point it out. And I'm already seeing some on the chat. Well, let me just call out those that have raised their hands. Abdul, please unmute your mic.
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Okay. I have two questions.
I thought you had suggestions. Go
Two
ahead.
suggestions rather.
Okay.
The first one, I think Kevin mentioned it and you didn't hear very well. It's about
Okay.
the author now, the categories or the authors now.
Okay. What about it?
Let's assume this horror now. You want to see more of horror's pictures. Like, do you get what I'm saying? When you click on it, you'll be able to see more of the horrors.
Okay.
And the second suggestion is, it seems the alignment of the text, everything, you aligned it to the left, like from the beginning of the picture. You didn't center the alignment.
Exactly. Thank you very much. I was waiting for someone to point that out.
Alright.
All right, thank you very much. I'm glad you guys are learning. Promise, please unmute your mics. Your mic rather.
Okay, good evening, everybody. So I think someone has responded to my question on the chat box. My question was that how come we have hello caramel, welcome back, if we didn't design our sign up screen or login screen and all that? So the person responded that because of time.
Thank you very much. That's a brilliant one, Promise. So so what she's basically saying is we cannot have welcome back, especially for somebody that is not logged in or signed up. So we're supposed to have a sign up screen. That's beautiful. I was waiting for someone to point that out too. So Kolade said, did we even follow the style guide? Bam. Did we? Yes, we did. Okay, I'm just going to give a rundown because like you guys are doing the inspection. So we did here, we did here, we did here. Oh, not completely. Ouch. We did not use the colored style for this guy. So this is why I do not like us to be carried away when we're doing our design, because I noticed a lot of people do that, especially in the last task that was given. So it brought about a lot of problems, especially the one that happened today. So when you're creating your designs, don't be carried away. Okay, make sure that whatever thing you're using, Kolade, thank you very much for that. Make sure that whatever text or color, whatever you're doing exactly, right, you're making use of the style guide that you created. So we did not make use of that here. We're just going to change that. We did not make use of that too. So I'm going to group these guys. And change this color. For trending books, we didn't. For top authors, we didn't. So make sure to always to make use of your text styles, color styles, basically just everything that has to be your style guide, right? Okay, so somebody mentioned the whole sign up page and all of that. And why we have not designed that screen is actually because of time. Okay, so like I said, we do not have much time. So I just wanted us to, that's why I asked what we think the home screen is going to consist of so that we can do the design. So you guys were basically just using my hand to run the design. So I think, did we use that guy for okay, we have neutral gray too, a color that was created. All right, so what do we have here? I'm having issues with auto layout. I'm finding it difficult to space the text. Cheat code the favor. You said you're having issues with auto layout. Can you please unmute your mic? I think that would help us. That would help us to help you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, auto layout, when I try to, after adding auto layout, when I try to space the text, it's as if it doesn't respond. I don't know how to go about that.
When you try to do it,
To space the text, like when I try to give it, you taught us a way of doing it that there is a particular space, they have the same space in between them. When I try to do that, it's as if the text doesn't respond. That's what I'm trying to say. Like they don't move, doesn't respond.
okay, this is what you're going to do for me, right?
Okay.
Okay, I've heard you. Just direct me, right? Tell me what to do. Let's see how it can help you. John, first of all, you got your, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello,
I can hear you.
Okay,
I
so
can
I was
hear
saying you
you.
got your text too. You went ahead, right?
To
So
add
I'm just
auto
going to type
layout.
out. I'm just going to type out your name. So I'm guessing this is what you typed out, right?
Yes, like not yes, like four different tests and add auto layout. Yeah.
Okay, 4 different texts. So that means I have to duplicate this.
Like a nav bar. Yes.
Okay. So what did you say the problem was?
After adding auto layout, I want to make the space in between them to be the same.
I'm just going to select this. All 4. And then Shift A to add auto layout.
Yes.
So here, this is where you have spacing between items. And 23 is the spacing between each of them. Favor, are you there? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
So where exactly did you say you had an issue?
That's exactly what I do. Maybe I'll try again. When I do mine, it doesn't respond. Like it's as if I'm not even imputing the numbers.
So
So
all you
that's
have to do is just select all three of your items, right? And
okay.
then add auto layout.
Okay.
Make sure that they're actually different text views, not one text with four words.
Okay. Okay. I'll try that again.
All right.
Thank you.
So any question or suggestion? So I was going to say this is not like we're doing a full design today, right? We just wanted to, do something together from where we left off in the last class. So any questions or suggestions? This is 6:49 and we should be rounding up now. Questions, suggestions? Ethan, please unmute your mic.
I wanted to ask, is there any specific height dimension for the navigation bar of the mobile app?
Is there any what? Height
Specific
dimension?
height, yeah, for the navigation bar of the mobile app.
Nope. It depends on what you're actually designing for, right? There are a lot of things that actually come to play, like a lot of things you have to consider. The kind of screen you're using and all of that. Do you understand? But you can use 100 pixels, right?
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Just like AH said on the chat. Any other questions? Any other questions before we call it a night? Any question about the task? If you have any question about the task, you can either use the chat box or you raise your hands, please. We do not have much time. All right. Kolade, please unmute your mic.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm sorry, I was asking about the issue of padding. Like, how do we know the exact dimensions between the left and the right side button? Like, the way you placed the picture, you didn't really put it to the extreme end. You gave it like space. Is there like a certain amount of space to be dropped in between? Or you just calculate that, okay, I'll move this one small from the edge and I'll move this one small from the edge?
What picture are you talking about, please?
The author's picture you dropped for the book.
Okay, with the different circles, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to share my screen then. So yeah, this right. Once you add auto layout, right? This is where you do your padding. We have horizontal padding, we have vertical padding. You can also add independent paddings. This is for the left padding, the top padding, right padding, bottom padding. So you can just put any number, right? I can decide that I want this to be 10. So you saw that it actually changed. You can decide that you want the top to be 10. Depends on what is what you want exactly, right? So I'm sure your question has been answered, Kolade. Okay. Udeme Jonah, please unmute your mic.
Okay, thank you. Mine is about the task. The user stories. There are some that kind of related or maybe two in one. So I want to know if a screen can just carry two stuff at the same time. That's one. Then two, looking at what you just did now, like what you just designed now in the class, are we to use the same pattern in doing our task? Please, thank you.
Okay. I don't know what you mean by pattern. Please, you're not following any particular pattern, just design. And yes, because you saw 9 user stories doesn't mean you're designing 9 screens, please. We should know better than that. We're not designing 9 screens because we've seen 9 user stories. So if you're saying something like user can sign up and user can impute information in order to sign up, that's one screen. So we're saying that a user can actually, put in their usernames and put in all of that information. And then a user can also sign up. So you cannot design different screens for each of those. Those are just like features. Go back and read on user stories so you understand what user stories are all about or what user stories mean. Okay, so because you have 9 user stories, doesn't mean you're designing 9 screens. Just to be clear on that. Trudy, your hand was raised. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. Sorry.
Okay. All right, no problem. So Kolade is asking if there will be a logo. Logo for exactly if you want your recipe, right? Your recipe application to have a logo, then no problem. It is your thing. So don't feel pressurized or being put in a box. Just be creative, with the whole task that you're given. So that's why I told you, Deme, that we're not following any particular pattern. Just make use of the user stories to create something. Any more questions, please? We do not have time. Okay. In the absence of none, please reach out to the mentors if you have any challenges or concerns on the Slack channel, on the Slack workspace. Okay, ask your questions there, and hopefully another person who has that kind of challenge would learn from that. So we're going to call it a night. Thank you very much for your presence in today's class and contributions too. So we're going to meet again on Tuesday. I'm just going to leave the floor for Ikes in case he has anything to say before we call it a night.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Favor. Thank you, Mr. Trudy, Michi, Bianchi, and then, of course, every learner that actually, made yourself available for today's class. So I want to believe you actually learned a lot going through the chat. And yeah, so for those of you asking about the grids, so just like Chidi said, okay, there are no recommended dimensions for a grid. You can actually just play around with that. And then he also said that your magic can be 16px, 24, 32. Okay, that's for your grid. Just play around. Okay. But like he said, don't go below 16 and above 32. Okay, so someone Chicken is asking if I'm impressed as a client. Well, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I will like to say. Let's see how it goes. But you all have actually done a great job. Like I said, I hope you're really learned. Shout out to Caramel. Your compliment was really amazing. It shows that you guys are actually learning. I believe some of you were shy to actually drop yours. Some persons who dropped, shout outs to you too. I know Alvin, I know yours was just incomplete. So like you know what you're doing. So good work, guys. Good work. Good work. So let's get back to our task. If you have any questions, please just reach out to mentors on the Slack channel. Okay. So that'll be all from me. Have a wonderful and amazing weekend.